All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are entering the final week of the regular season. It is week 17, which means it's episode 17 of the No Punt Intended podcast here on Entertainment Buddha. Be sure to check us out online at www.entertainmentbuddha.com, where we make you a better geek one post at a time. With me, as always, is the number nerd himself, Mr. Justin Ludwig.
I got a lot of problems with a lot of teams in the NFL, especially last week. Sure,
Yes.
We'll talk all about it.
Yes, happy Festivus, everybody.
Yeah. Well, let me just say that I had an off week, and you did much better than I did.
Back in the saddle.
Yep. We pushed Carolina-Cleveland, which was a 4-point spread, as of the lines we were using. You went 9-6-1. I went 6-9-1. Favorites went 5-10-1, and that's going to be, a source of my grievances. The home team went 9-6-1. So if you were betting the home team, you were all right. If you're betting the favorites, like some dummies like me, then you weren't all right.
No, not this week.
Nope.
All right. Well, what were some of the games that surprised you, perhaps, that you lost on?
Well, some of the ones that gave me a bee in my bonnet were New England winning by 1.
Right.
I should have seen that coming naturally, because this exact same thing happened the last time they played. It was a trap last time. Apparently, it was a trap this time. But I took a tease on that, and I got teased on my teaser. What else screwed the pooch? Buffalo losing. Yeah. That didn't help. What was the other one? Buffalo? Oh, Baltimore. Baltimore getting killed. That didn't help. Because, the fourth string quarterback coming in.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah. Well, we get one more week of this funness, so.
I guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, since
they better get their poop together this week, or I'm really going to be sour.
Well,
this is a week that's supposed to be replete with cookies. Replete with cookies.
You think it will be?
It better be.
It sounds like you're getting a little grieved over there.
Well, they better get their ducks in a row.
All right. Well, since we are recording here on the Tuesday before Christmas Eve, that makes it Festivus, and an honorary tradition for those Seinfeld fans who are aware of the Festivus rules is the airing of grievances. And at this time, I think Justin has a few grievances he'd like to express throughout the course of this season.
Is that you getting up and letting me have my time?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put my headphones down, walk away for a little bit.
Do you have grievances about anything, especially with that Saturday game?
My major grievance. I have two major ones. One's Roger Goodell, who I've complained about throughout the season from time to time. His poor handling of the Ray Rice situation. And also, too, recently he came out and just crushed everyone's dreams of the possibility of having a Los Angeles team in 2015. He basically was like, no, we're not going to do that. That's dumb. We're not doing that. At least that's how I perceived it in my head that he said that. So that was not fun, but hopefully 2016 results in a Los Angeles team. The other grievance I have is the roughing the passer rule that's incredibly tenuous this season. I understand the vicious hits. I understand the ones where guys are leading with the helmets and just annihilating a quarterback. I understand those. That's fine. But the ones where guys are reaching up to block a pass and their hand comes down and grazes the quarterback's helmet, that's a penalty. That's a penalty in today's NFL, and I just think it's stupid. I think it's stupid. I said it. It's stupid. So those are my two major grievances with the NFL this season. So now I'm all fired up. Thanks a lot.
Well, that's the Festivus tradition.
And as you told me earlier, Festivus is not over until somebody pins J.J. Watt. That's this year's rule.
That's the new rule.
Yeah. All right. What do you have any grievances?
Which is even more tough this year, especially since he plays both offense and defense.
Yeah.
But I guess that means there's more people that can try and pin him.
True.
Double-edged sword.
Yeah.
My grievance is, how dare you, Oakland Raiders last week, bunch of friggin' jagoffs. You win another game, so now you've moved yet again down the ladder for your draft pick. So now you're going to be, if you even lose this game and the Jets lose theirs, you're going to be what looks like to be the 4th pick. I don't know. I mean, I would have thought the 3rd's better than the 4th. I mean, maybe it's just diminished returns. I don't know. But how dare you beat Buffalo? In Buffalo, was it? Still, I'm enraged. That was so stupid. I had a great 4-team tease lined up. You had to ruin it, along with stupid Baltimore losing to a frickin' 4th-string quarterback in the midst of a playoff hunt, and now they're out. They're essentially out. I mean, they have a chance, but they need a lot of things to happen for them to actually make it in the playoffs, which is a bunch of idiots.
Right.
And then New England Patriots winning by 1 point against the Jets. So it's like, oh, the Jets, okay. Yeah, I guess they can do all right against the Patriots. They're a bunch of jagoffs, too.
And Justin's 2014 Jagoff of the Year award goes to what do we have, a 3-way tie?
No, I'm going to call it the Jets because they trapped me twice.
All right.
Twice.
The New York Jagoffs.
Once for cookies. Dummies.
At least you get one more week to see what happens. Like you said, should be
turn the corner, hopefully.
Replete with cookies.
But of course, I guess I should just, I should warn everybody about, my possible actions I might take this week so they can do the opposite. Because, apparently I'm jinxed. So whatever I do, just do the opposite. You should short whatever I'm telling you to bet on. And then you'll be all right.
All right. I'll have to keep that in mind.
Anyway, speaking of those Jagoffs in Baltimore, they lead it off when they play the Cleveland Browns. Since there are no Thursday games, there are no Saturday games. It's a full slate on Sunday.
Wait, what's happening Thursday? I'm kidding. It's Christmas. I know. There's basketball on, so there's no football.
Yeah. Can only have one major sport, I guess.
And there's bowl games now, so there's no Saturday games this week.
That's right. Bowl games.
All those highly important Chef Boyardee bowls, what have you.
They should have the Chef Boyardee bowl. That'd be fun.
I think they did at one point.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there was actually a bowl called the Chef Boyardee bowl. I'm almost positive. Well, you talk about Cleveland.
Don't bother Googling.
Don't.
If you Google that, you just get actual bowl. Like,
well, you got to add football.
I did. Still didn't find anything.
All right. Well,
anyway.
Whatever. I could have sworn there was one. Maybe I'm losing my mind. Bowl game? No, that's... No, all right. Cleveland at Baltimore. Baltimore's -9.
The real question is, who's going to be the quarterback for Cleveland? Because
Manziel's out. Hoyer's got his shoulder thing. He might play.
And yet he'll still make money.
Yeah. Connor Shaw out of South Carolina is taking reps with the first team. Baltimore's really, like you said, they kind of need a lot to happen.
But it's a must win for them, so that's why I'm picking them.
Right. They need to win, and they need San Diego to lose or tie, which I guess isn't. San Diego's playing the Chiefs, which we'll get to, but I guess that's not an impossible situation for Baltimore.
Are the Chiefs out? Are they officially mathematically
Kansas
eliminated?
City, they clinch a spot with a win, a Baltimore loss, and a Houston loss.
Okay, so they've got
teams.
something to play for.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Baltimore.
I think it's a good choice.
Even though it's -9, like you said, they need it more than Connor Shaw or Brian Hoyer does. And
Cleveland kind of sucks right now.
Yeah, I think Baltimore will kind of step up after last week's poor performance.
Browns have lost 4 in a row and 5 of the last 6.
Yeah.
Including a loss earlier in the season to Baltimore.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and they might be starting in I guess Connor Shaw, who hasn't had a start here in the NFL. So we'll see. The Cleveland even got to the point where they were reaching out to Rex Grossman, but he politely declined. I don't know how you take that as a Browns fan if Rex Grossman doesn't want to come play for you.
I'll be his proxy. But I mean, I guess I get paid. I'll take like a third of that. Whatever.
All right.
Apparently, he's got things to do.
Apparently, I guess with the holiday season, he didn't want to worry about playing Baltimore on Sunday.
Yeah, but him playing that one game, he could have bought himself more Hearthstone cards.
Well, that's true.
Maybe amped up his WoW account.
He could have gotten maybe Dragon Age or Shadows of Mordor if he doesn't already have it.
I did start playing that. I'm pretty excited.
Shadows
it's a lot like Arkham, which if anybody doesn't know, I love the Arkham games.
Right. I plan on getting Shadow of Mordor at some point, but we shall see. Like you said, we'll see what's under that Christmas tree. But let's see. Who do we got next? We got Dallas at Washington.
Dallas at Washington. 7. Why would you have DeMarco Murray have 22 carries when he's hurt? That was dumb. They're a bunch of jagoffs too.
Well, I don't know that he was as hurt as everyone made him out to be.
Yeah, but during the first drive, he gave like a fist bump to one of his buddies, and then he winced and just shook his hand like it was hurt.
Well, maybe he was fake. Maybe he was just acting. Like I do that sometimes. Like if my little cousin like fist bumps me, I just pretend like, ooh, that hurt. You're so strong. Maybe that's what he was doing. No?
Yeah, maybe.
Probably not. Well, as we know, Dallas has everything, except home field advantage. If they
they're stuck. They're stuck in wherever they are.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, because they would need Detroit and Green Bay to tie and Arizona to lose to get home field advantage. So yeah, they're pretty much set where they are.
Yeah, they play the loser of Green Bay Detroit, and then as luck would have it, the winner of that game plays the winner of Green Bay Detroit. So it's like a 3-team circle jerk.
And we could get Detroit Green Bay twice in 3 weeks, possibly.
That would be kind of cool. See, you know what? No. I'm picking Dallas. Dallas is going to win this game and go into the playoffs with a bunch of playoff hubris and then blow the first game, and then we'll get stuck with Detroit Green Bay for 2 out of the 3 weeks.
Do you think Dallas even starts Romo and Murray and Des Bryant? Because even if they lose this game,
starts maybe. Plays the whole game now.
Yeah,
but do they start?
They're not going to play the whole game. But I mean, are they going to cover a 7-point spread with most likely Brandon Weedham at the helm for majority of the game? I'm assuming.
I'm
going to take.
I can just see them winning and then being so full of themselves for the playoff game.
Yeah.
I don't see this as a game that they're going to take their lumps and go in with, reasonable expectations for the playoffs and then take on most likely the Lions, which, we'll get there.
I'm going to take Washington.
It's fair. After your team took lumps against Washington.
Don't remind me, please. Yeah, I mean, I expect Romo and Murray and all those guys will start the game, but they probably won't be in for more than a few drives, just to get, keep that feel, keep that hotness going. So I don't know. I think Washington might cover that 7-point spread. That'd be good teaser territory. Dallas.
That's true. I have my eye on something, but
all right.
We'll get there. We haven't crossed that bridge yet.
All right. What bridge are we crossing next?
Indianapolis at Tennessee. Colts are favored by 7. This is actually a game that I wouldn't mind teasing. Only because Tennessee has 0 to play for. They need to lose.
Right. Yeah, they have 2 losses, correct? Because they lost to Jacksonville. So them and...
Well, they have 2 wins.
Or 2 wins, sorry. Yeah.
They along with Tampa Bay, are the only 2-win teams.
Right.
And there's a couple 3 wins.
Right. Yeah, I'll take Indy. Take Indy for sure. Let's see.
Odds are it will be Matt Hasselbeck, the quarterback.
For Indy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because... Yeah, because Indy has it locked up, right?
Yeah, Indy, let's see, what did they do? They beat Cincinnati. Why don't they?
They clinched AFC South. Yeah. Yeah, so
I don't think they can move up.
Yeah, I don't think they can. Yeah.
They lost to Pittsburgh, so if Pittsburgh wins the AFC North, they would be behind them. And if Cincinnati gets another win because of the tie, Cincinnati would be ahead of them by half game. Half game. Whole playoff spot.
Half game, whole playoff spot.
So yeah, Indy's stuck at 4th. They literally have nothing to... I mean, they don't not have anything to play for. Tennessee has less to play for.
Yeah, but then there's always you play to win games, like there's pride, blah blah blah. But and that's because it's week 17. That's the stuff that's going through my head when a team like Tennessee is the home team favored or giving 7 points, or I'm sorry, they are receiving 7 points at home in a game that doesn't matter for Indianapolis, where Matt Hasselbeck is going to be starting.
Yeah, but it matters for Tennessee in a bad way.
Well, right, but I don't think they... Yeah. No, I see what you're saying, but... I mean, I'm still taking Indy, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Tennessee at least cover the spread.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure something stupid will happen.
Yeah. Wait, you're taking Indy, and I'm supposed to take the opposite of what you do?
No, I'm just saying, like, I might make action on this.
Okay.
So just don't do what I'm doing. Because clearly I don't know what I'm doing. And speaking of action, the next game is full of it too, because Jacksonville travels to Houston, where the Texans are favored by 9.5. Mm-hmm. And Jacksonville also has nothing to play for.
Right. And
not quite as much, just because they have 3 wins.
Houston needs to win, and Baltimore and San Diego to lose to get into the playoffs.
Right, so Houston really needs this.
Right. Yeah, so they're going to be playing to win. I will take Houston.
Which is great for a teaser.
Yeah.
I think, but...
I agree.
What the hell do I know?
3.5. Sure, why not? But, yeah, unless Jacksonville is, like, going to try and play spoiler, but... Like you said, they don't want to win, really. They have 3 wins.
Yeah, they want to stay down there in the cellar.
They want to stay down there, get that draft pick. All right, so both taking Houston. Next one's a good one. San Diego at Kansas City.
Two teams who actually want to win.
2 teams who actually want to win, and Kansas City's minus 2.5.
I feel like Kansas is going to play spoiler. That's why I went with them.
Think so?
Mm-hmm.
I am going to take San Diego. I'm going to take the Chargers.
Is that because they were your Super Bowl pick?
Partially, but they played really, really well against Denver. I was surprised they got down early. I turned the game off when I fell asleep and woke up to find out they won in overtime, and I just thought that was really impressive, and I think they might be hitting that magic hot streak. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, so I'm going to take San Diego. They just need a win to get into the playoffs. Kansas City needs to win, and they need Baltimore and Houston to lose.
I know that I would hate a tease on San Diego. I'm just spitballing.
Mm-hmm. And as we discussed, Houston's playing Jacksonville, so that would be pretty tough for Kansas City.
Right. San Diego, oh boy. They had 2 tough games. That doesn't help. Maybe this is their uptick, as you said. Seems
So,
legit.
I mean, they're a streaky team. They started out off the season really well, then hit a bad streak, and then had a couple good games in a row. And hopefully this week they get back on that train.
Well, speaking of uptick, the Jets travel to Miami. Yeah, and even though the Dolphins are favored by 5.5, I think the Jets are going to win just because stupid things happen like that.
So strict reasoning is stupid things happen.
Stupid things happen.
All right.
Because the Jets... Well, if the Jets win, they're going to have 4 wins.
Right.
I don't know that they are necessarily in a spot that they can improve by losing.
Right.
Improve their draft position by losing. Let's see. Their strength of schedule is pretty high. Who are the 4-team wins? Washington. So Washington's a 4. So they would essentially leapfrog Washington if they win, and that's it.
And
I just feel like Rex Ryan is going to play spoiler.
No, I agree. I'm gonna take the Jets. I'm gonna take them as well. They're getting 5.5 points.
Right.
Miami, like I said, they don't have anything to play for right now. And I mean the way Miami played last week was a little tough. So yeah, I think the Jets could play spoiler here. They might win outright if not at least cover.
Yeah, Dolphins looked kind of sloppy last week.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Next up, Chicago at Minnesota. Minnesota's -6.5.
Boy, Chicago looks rough.
Minnesota has been playing really well.
They have been playing well.
Teddy Bridgewater is finally playing to the level that I was hoping he would play at all year. I'm pretty excited for next year's Minnesota team.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are, let's see, their defense is solid. Let's see, they beat the Jets in. Sorry, that's going back a couple weeks. They lost to Miami and Detroit. Oh, that's right. I forgot Miami won on that blocked punt safety. That was crazy. But yeah, I mean, they put up, Minnesota still put up 35 points against that Miami defense. So even without, Adrian Peterson and, they have kind of a mediocre receiving core this year. I was pretty good sign for Minnesota fans of what may be to come if they get the right pieces.
Yeah, it's tough when your top receiver is Greg Jennings, who's 31 right now. Maybe they can build up in the draft, but it's a good core what they have with Teddy Bridgewater, as you've been saying. You're pretty excited about. So if they can, get some more pieces and build around him.
Yes.
Because even this season, as we've said before, they've had some iffy games.
Right.
They've been like the opposite of the Lions, who've won a bunch of poopy games, but Minnesota's just been on the receiving end, not the business end.
Yeah, they keep kind of falling to the one side in those close scoring games, but
yeah, lost by 2, lost by 3, lost by 8, 1. There's a handful of losses that are just teeter totter.
Definitely, yeah. So I'm looking forward to Minnesota in 2015.
Are you taking them this game?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I think Cutler's starting for the Bears, isn't he? Clausen had a concussion.
Concussion is the latest. Clausen's out. Cutler is slated to start.
Yeah.
As of now. Or maybe Grossman will come back.
Who knows? Maybe one of us will get a phone call. They heard about my days in the schoolyard. Finally using that to put it to good use.
Grossman AFK.
All right. What's next? We got Buffalo at New England. New England's -5.
Do the Pats have anything to play? I was really high on them earlier, but I don't think they have anything to play for.
I think. Let's see, I have it up here.
Pretty sure they've got it all locked.
They clinched the East and home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs. So they got nothing. And
So Tom Brady probably won't play. So
Right.
there's that.
yeah, Gronk probably won't play. Get a lot of Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, I wish Denver would have won.
Yeah,
Stupid Monday night game. Stupid Denver.
that would have made things interesting for New England.
Been great teaser territory.
Yeah,
As of now, what is it? Houston, maybe Indy, maybe Baltimore. Houston's a lock for a tease, but
yeah.
oh well.
I don't know, but do you think Buffalo starters start as well, or like
I don't see why not.
play? Yeah, I don't know. I'll take Buffalo.
Maybe a good chance for Watkins to have a nice
Yeah,
gem before the season ends, even
Like-
though he's got Orton still.
like your reasoning with the Jets. Weird things happen.
Weird things happen.
Yeah, I'll take Buffalo at +5.
Yeah. It's right at that weird nebulous where either team could benefit from the spread.
Right. All right. You're taking Buffalo as well.
No, I'm taking New England,
Oh,
but
well, okay then. You're allowed.
I know it's mostly it's like a momentum thing. I don't know that New England would. Have they ever gone into the postseason with a loss? I guess is my question.
That is a good question.
Last year they beat Buffalo in a similar situation.
But did they have home
into
field?
the playoffs? Interwebs. No, Denver did. New England was the second
right.
seed.
Let's see.
2012 they won against Miami. 2011 they beat Buffalo. Miami 2010. Here we go. 2009 they lost to the Texans, went into the playoffs, and then lost in the wild card round against Baltimore.
Yeah, that's the year Baltimore went on to win it, right? No, who? 2009 was
Saints and Colts.
Oh yeah, that's when the Saints beat.
Yep. So it's not a good omen for New England to go into the playoffs. Oh, maybe that wouldn't be
Yeah,
tease
but
for them.
It's still 5. Yeah, I mean, if you tease it,
You tease it down. That's what I'm saying.
Right,
I'm not.
right.
I mean, the
But
five's kind of
as far as
iffy.
a straight 5. Yeah, that's a little, especially after their performance against the Jets last week.
Right.
And Buffalo's front four on that defense is like the best in the league. So that should be kind of interesting.
Yeah, so they should be able to buffalo their way around New England.
Roam
It's
their
a
way
noun
around,
and a verb.
roam their way around the Northeast.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the Northeast,
Ugh.
Philly makes the trek all the way into the Meadowlands when they play visitor to the Giants, who are favored by 3, ostensibly because Philly's been pooping the bed the last couple.
Yeah. That's. I'm gonna go with Philly.
Okay. Any reason? I'm not.
Well, one reason being the Eagles were talking about benching Brandon Fletcher, who did not play well last week against Deshaun Jackson. It's going to be tough for the Eagles no matter what because of Odell Beckham Jr.
That's true.
And both teams are going to want to win this game because it's like a division rival, even though it doesn't mean anything playoff wise.
No,
I expect all the starters to play like the whole game.
you'd think it's Coughlin playing for his job,
Right.
and the Eagles just not trying to end the season by losing 4 in a row.
Yeah, and I think that's what the Eagles have going for them at least is trying to at least end the season on a good note by defeating a division rival. So that's my reasoning for taking Philly
At the Meadowlands,
at
too.
the Meadowlands. Yeah,
Yeah, well, Philly has to prove something before I start siding with them
yeah.
again.
No, that's understandable. Can't blame you.
Because if you want to talk about a team that has nothing to prove, when the Saints travel to Tampa Bay and the Saints are favored by 4 points, and Tampa has zero reason, and I mean zero, to win this game.
Zero.
They have zero reason to win this game, which makes this a great straight-up territory.
Yeah.
Even teaser. Definitely a great teaser.
I'll take New Orleans.
Yeah. But then, because I'm saying this and I've got such a bravado about this game that I feel so great about New Orleans, naturally it's going to go the exact opposite.
All right, so I'm gonna mark it down to take Tampa instead.
I know.
No,
it's only natural.
I think you're right. Like Tampa's right now, they've got the first overall. I don't think they just want to hand that over. Even though it's, like I said, it's something you don't want to think about teams doing. Like, it happens. Like we see it in the NBA. We see teams tanking at certain points of the season. Or if you're the Philadelphia 76ers, you tank from day one. But it's especially with a guy like Marcus Mariota at the top of the draft class. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, if Tampa loses like I expect them to, then I see no reason why they would not take him. First overall come April. So. Yeah, I'll take New Orleans. I think they can beat Tampa by 4.
Well, the only hesitation is that the last time they played back in Week 5, it was an overtime game, but the Saints got lucky and scored a touchdown. So
yeah, but at that time, the Saints everybody was still in it, even Tampa.
I know, even the Saints were kind of on a slide.
Right.
I mean, they still kind of suck this year, but everybody in that division sucks, so it's all relative. And speaking of that division. Pump the brakes, Justin.
That's it for the 1 o'clocks.
We've reached the week's old tradition of figuring out our favorites. I think it's San Diego, Kansas.
Yeah, San Diego.
That's the one that's got the most riding on it.
Yeah.
What would be a fun one though?
Fun one would be.
Depending on what happens, New Orleans at Tampa might be, because it's at Tampa. I think the home crowd would go against them if they start winning.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see that for sure. I fully expect to see fans with signs like, we want the number 1 draft pick, or we want Marcus, or something to that effect. But yeah, those would be my choice too. San Diego and Chiefs, and Saints Bucks for 2 different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's move on to the 4 o'clock, shall we?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clocks.
As I was saying, speaking of the NFC South, the winner of Carolina and Atlanta goes to the playoffs. The Falcons are favored by 4. So that means that a 7-win team will be going to the playoffs for the first time since Seattle did it.
I'm going to go with Atlanta.
Any reason?
I don't know that Cam Newton is completely healthy from his accident. And anytime he's even slightly hindered in his running ability, it does not bode well for Carolina.
Sure.
Plus, Carolina is on a 3-game win streak. So I think they're kind of due for...
I think they're out of gas.
Yeah. But this will be a fun game to keep an eye on, just because it's, winner take all, as you said. Winner takes 7. What a terrible division. Yeah, who are you taking?
Carolina. I feel like they, I don't think that their streak is over yet.
Okay.
I mean, they've already run roughshod in the last 3 games through the other members of the prestigious NFC South,
Yeah.
dismissing the Saints 41-10 and edging the Buccaneers 19-17. So why not make it a clean sweep for the last couple of weeks of the season?
All right.
Coast into the playoffs on a high note.
All right. So there's one we differ. We'll would you tease that one to Atlanta +2 or Carolina +10? I might do that Carolina +10.
That's not bad.
Yeah. How about this next one? We got Detroit at Green Bay. Green Bay's -7.5. Another division matchup.
Yeah, but here's where, and as I've said before, Detroit is always one to get those shitty wins.
Mm-hmm.
Here's where it's going to bite them, because they beat the Bears last week by 6.
Right.
Beating the Bears by 6 doesn't mean much. They beat the Vikings by 2. So I think Green Bay out for blood, even though they're not doing so well.
Mm-hmm.
Their offense is kind of stuttered. But I feel like Green Bay's out for blood. It's in Lambeau.
You think?
Great.
That 7.5's kind of
Even straight up, you mean?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, or you're excited about Green Bay 7.5?
No. I'm saying taking Green Bay at a 7.5 point spread might cause me to pause a little bit and think.
Oh, you think it's too many points?
I think. I know Green Bay can do it because they put up tons of points this year, but it almost seems like Detroit has that. Even though they've been our full of it factor team all year.
Yeah, they've been
been able to put up points when they need to sometimes.
Yeah, Green Bay's been kind of anemic as of late.
Yeah. And Detroit still has a solid defense up there that's probably going to give Rodgers some time, but like you said, it is in Lambeau, so that's definitely a plus for Green Bay. Detroit needs to win to clinch the North. Green Bay needs to win to clinch the North, and both teams could clinch home field advantage potentially. So there's a lot riding on this game. Obviously the first and foremost is division.
Yep.
I'm gonna take Detroit. I just think that 7.5 is too high. I think it's gonna be a close game. I don't see it being a blowout.
No reason to toss this into a 3-team tease.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that because I'm gonna get burned. I'm just saying that if one were to look at this on paper, one might not, hate to tease this.
What about the next one? We have Oakland at Denver. Denver's -14.5.
Denver loses 11-5. They will get leapfrogged by Cincinnati if they win. So Denver does have something to play for.
Yeah, they can clinch
division?
a first round bye with or a Cincinnati loss.
But I feel this reeks of garbage time. I'm taking Oakland just because of this. It's too many points. It's just this reeks of Denver going up early, and then they bring in the B team and figure they can coast the rest of the way. And then Oakland just pulls it within, 14.5 isn't. 14.5 is too much. Too much.
No, I'm with you there. I'm taking Oakland as well.
What was the last game?
Let's see.
Their previous meeting. Their previous meeting, 41-17. But that was the 0-9 Raiders. This is a new team.
Right. Yeah, and let's see. Denver in their last 5 games, they've given up 36-16. Or I'm sorry, they gave up 37 against Cincinnati because they lost that one. Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think that 14.5 is a little too high. If this were earlier in the season, Oakland, I probably wouldn't be too concerned. Um, I'm gonna take Oakland. I think they can put up a fight against Denver. All right, so we're both taking Oakland, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Next up, Arizona at San Francisco. San Fran's -6. Arizona can clinch the division with a win and a Seattle loss. And they have a long shot at home field advantage. They need Seattle to lose and Green Bay to lose. Arizona needs to win.
I feel like their ship has sailed.
Well, yeah, and they're starting Logan Thomas this weekend too.
There's that.
So, yeah, they seem to kind of be on the outs as it.
And even as bad as San Francisco is, I feel like this is their chance to play spoiler.
Yeah.
They scored a lot of points last week, even though they got edged by San Diego. But I feel like Arizona is just not in a position that they can go into San Francisco and beat a team that still has weapons, even though they're not having the season they should be.
Right.
Guys like Gore and Kaepernick, not quite at the level that they should be, but they can still, as we saw last week, they can still score points when they would like to.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's necessary. That's why I'm taking San Fran.
Yeah, I'll take San Fran too.
San Fran
it is. I just don't have too much faith in Logan Thomas. I mean, Arizona's defense throughout the year has been keeping them in games, but I mean, you still got to have a quarterback that's can. I mean, this is a big game for Arizona.
Mm.
They kind of want to end the regular season on a good note, but I think San Fran was, like I said, going to play. Plus, let's see. Cardinals are 4-3 on the road, so although Niners are 3-4. Let's not look at that. Let's just.
It's a mishmash of numbers.
Let's just stick with the Niners and go from there. What do you say?
Sure.
All right.
Works for me.
All right. Who do we have next?
In the Sunday night game. Sunday night, right? No, it's still an afternoon. Oh, every game's Sunday. What am I thinking? Rams at the Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 13. Pencil in Seattle. They're pissed. They got something to play for. St. Louis doesn't.
Yeah, you think they'll blow them out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They scored a lot of points last week.
They did. I was surprised at how many points they did score. No, I'm with you. I'm going to take Seattle. And that's one I think I would throw into a teaser.
That's true. Knock that down to 7.
I would feel comfortable doing that. I mean, Seattle's so hot right now. Words of Mugatu. They're first in opponent passing yards and third in opponent rushing yards, which is insane. Their defense is as good, if not better, than at this right now than it was last year.
Plus, it's in Seattle.
It's in Seattle too, yeah.
So that doesn't help.
They have won 5 in a row, so you kind of wonder if they're going to hit that loss, but I don't really see it happening. And they can, like we talked about with Arizona, Seattle can clinch the division, with a win, and they also have a shot at home field advantage. As long as they win in Detroit and Green Bay, it doesn't end in a tie.
Stranger things.
Yeah, well, yeah, we already had one tie this year, so. But yeah, I'm gonna take Seattle. They're just playing incredibly well right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then we have the battle for the AFC North. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's minus 3.5 at home. Who do you take? The battle of the Ohio Pile.
Pittsburgh is looking somewhat good right now.
Cincinnati looked really good against Denver.
They don't look overpowering.
Who's that? Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They've been doing a good job of almost playing better game managers the last couple of games.
Yeah, their last 3 games they won. They won by 21, 7, and 8 against Cincinnati, Atlantic City.
Yeah.
I think Pittsburgh's biggest problem is trying to stop Jeremy Hill and Giovanni Bernard.
Mm-hmm.
Then let's not forget about AJ Green too. But this is going to be Dalton's second week in a row playing a primetime game, so
that's one place they might get burned is
right.
Those deep passes.
But yeah, I'm going to take Pittsburgh. I think just overall they're better, more consistent, and Dalton's due for a terrible Dalton game, so
that's true.
Wouldn't be surprised to see it happen this week. But yeah, let's see playoff situation here. Pittsburgh, yeah, it's basically just whoever wins gets the division. Cincinnati has a chance at a first round bye if they win and Denver loses. But yeah, those are the biggest one is it goes to the winner. That tie certainly came into play for Cincinnati. That's
What happens if Pittsburgh wins and the Broncos lose? What is that? How does that shake then?
I just have the only thing Pittsburgh can do is clinch the North with the. I don't have any other scenario. Yeah, because Denver clinches a first round bye if they win or if they tie and Cincinnati loses. So Cincinnati has more of an effect on Denver and vice versa than Pittsburgh and Denver. But since he has clinched a playoff berth, so it's not like they'll get knocked if they were to lose.
Yeah, even if Pittsburgh wins and Denver doesn't, they're stuck in third. So they're playing for the home field for the first round.
All right, what's your favorite late game?
Favorite late game, Cincy at Pittsburgh. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I think that one's gonna be great. And the Falcons Panthers, Packers Lions.
Yeah, that one's gonna be good.
Yeah, just because they're all for the division.
Yeah, the afternoon games. It's got some more relevancy than the first set.
I concur. All right. Well then, after this week, we'll be looking at those playoffs and talking, talking about a few less teams next time. A few less.
It's like the Hunger Games of the NFL.
Yeah. Which team is Katniss then?
Except they don't die. Good question.
The one that maybe kind of underestimated.
Well, the favorite to win the Super Bowl is still Seattle.
Mm-hmm. They're District 1.
They're District 1.
They're the capital.
Who is a good...
I would have to say like Falcons or Panthers would have to be like... Or maybe
66-1 and 75-1 for both of those.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like District 12 if you ask me.
One you take a flyer on?
Yeah.
Your Chargers are 40-1.
Yeah. Yeah, they're probably like maybe like a District 8 or 9. Kind of almost there, but still kind of on the edge. Not quite.
Probably the one to get good money on is Pittsburgh, 14-1.
Yeah, because I mean, if they hit that hot streak, like there's always a team that hits a hot streak going into the playoffs. It's just a matter of trying to figure out which one.
Yeah, they can do it too.
Yeah.
See, if you
who plays, I guess we don't know for sure yet, but who would play the winner of the NFC South in the first round? Do you know?
Who would play?
Who would play Carolina or Atlanta?
It would be the top wild card. So, probably Arizona.
Yeah. If Arizona doesn't clinch, then that would make them the top.
Which would really be a terrible game.
I mean, would you want to bet on that game? Probably not.
Ugh.
Probably not.
Well, here's some food for thought. Steelers are. I assume you can do this. I don't know why you couldn't. If you double down on the Steelers winning the AFC and the Super Bowl, you get 119-1.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. That's not bad. It's not a bad chunk of change.
All right. Anything else you want to add for the final week of the NFL season?
Better get their poop together instead of last week.
Justin wants his cookies.
The things that should logistically happen should happen.
You know it never works that way.
I know.
Because if that were the case, we'd have a lot more millionaires in this country.
Yeah.
And you and I might not be sitting here doing this little podcast. Well, actually, we probably would, but just in different locations.
Yeah.
More tropical, perhaps.
I'd be sitting on a chair made of money.
You'd be swimming through your coins like McDuck or why can't I DuckTales?
Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck. Yeah, I don't know why Scrooge sounded wrong to me, but
no, that's right.
Maybe it's because it's the holidays.
I would have a gold-plated microphone and a rocket car.
Keep it classy.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. As far as the site goes, you got there's new comics this week.
Oh my goodness. This week is a monster. Everyone's trying to get all of the good comics in by the end of the year, which leaves us with Robin Rises Alpha, the end of Batman going to save his son Damian comes to an end. Green Lantern Annual 3, the Green Lantern Godhead huge event ends this week, as well as Axis 9. Everything comes to a close for Marvel's last event. What's going to happen? Things that happen with Deadpool, Carnage, last chapter. What's going to happen? Tons of stuff to read this week, and then there's going to be pretty much absolutely nothing next week.
All right. So load up this week and
then just
save it throughout the week.
Yeah. Just let it be a slow burn.
All right. I'll keep that in mind. Now, there was something else that we could discuss since we got through the picks a little quickly here. We're both fans of Home Alone. We both like the movie. It's got its funny quips and its lines, but we both have things about the movie that we question. You specifically were asking me about where Joe Pesci got the cop uniform.
It's a legitimate cop uniform. That's the trouble.
It is, and I agree. And I always just assumed that he just somehow stole it. But
you'd think.
Well, do we ever see like a name on the shirt or anything like that? Like, don't they sometimes have? Let's see.
Well, it has. So, in the attic, there's a flag hanging above the bed. That's the Chicago city flag. That flag is also on the jacket that Joe Pesci's wearing. I'm trying to see if there's a picture of him in his cop uniform. I don't think so. His hat says police. It doesn't say Chicago police. It just says police, but it looks like a legitimate one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. That's good. I always, like I told you before, I always just imagine that a cop was taking a shower at the gym and had his uniform all laid out, and you just see Harry peeking out around and just kind of grabbing it and sneaking off like the Grinch. Like that's
then Marv would be like piggyback right above him, and they both peek around the corner, and it plays that little musical cue.
Yeah. That's exactly how I picture it. But yeah, that's a very legitimate question.
Because then there's no cop car there either. I don't think so. When it's outside and the pizza guy's there. Or I guess we don't see the outside yet.
Well, you don't.
No, we do, because they do the exterior shot into the house.
Right. That's true. The other question is that I just kind of came up with is that house is huge, correct? Very huge.
Yeah.
What does Kevin's parents do? We never find out. They're taking like the whole family to Paris for Christmas, so obviously they're loaded. Like,
well, isn't the dad's brother springing for part of that?
Well, okay,
because that's who they're visiting.
But the house and everything itself, like, where what does the dad do that they're in that house? Because not everyone that's in the movie, family wise, lives in the house. It's not just like a community of McAllisters, right? I mean, am I wrong?
Well, there's 5 kids in that house.
Yeah, but there's like 20 bedrooms. Maybe not 20, but you get what I'm pointing at.
That house just sold.
How much did it sell for?
$1.585 million.
I could see that.
The house is also promoted as a tourist attraction.
So does that? I guess that means that the new owners could like use the house as a tourist attraction and charge money for it.
Sure, they did that with the Christmas Story house.
Right. Oh yeah, they offer they do a bidding or auction every year for people to stay at the house. I think the Christmas Story house this year went for like $6,000 for like, was it a week or a weekend? Or it was I think it was a couple days for Christmas.
Let's see. The Home Alone house is a stately 14-room Georgian style with 4 bedrooms, 3 full and 2 half baths.
14 room.
Built in 1921.
Well, if there wasn't a monster furnace in the basement, it probably would have sold for like $2 million. But that scared people off, I'm sure. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. My other,
but the yin to that yang is that it was the highest domestic grossing comedy ever.
That's true. Well, my other thing that I talked to you about before is Kevin McAllister leaves the church at 8, which I never noticed before, but you can hear the bell ringing 8 times, so you know it's 8 p.m. He runs home. He knows the thieves are going to be there at 9 p.m. So he's got an hour to review his map that he may or may not have drawn beforehand, set up all the traps in the house, get everything hot for the thing that's hanging on the door that burns his hand, rubs tar all over the steps, sets up string, sets up a zip line to the treehouse. He does everything in an hour, has time to nuke his highly nutritious microwavable macaroni and cheese dinner, and set out a very nice place setting with candles in an hour. That just, I mean, for an 8-year-old, I think that's too much.
For an 8-year-old who doesn't even know how to pack a suitcase.
Yeah, exactly. He's what the French call l'incompetent. Like, I mean, he can go grocery shopping, sure, but like, how does he not pack a suit? How is he not able to pack a suitcase? That jump from boy to having to be a man and defend his house seems a little too crazy.
That's a bit of a stretch.
But I would like to know if somebody actually tried like recreating all the traps in the house to like see if they actually worked.
Are there more? I think there's actually more traps than we actually see. Let me see if I can find that schematic.
Well, I think
Crap.
I think one thing I read said there was like 14 or 15 traps.
All right. Heavy cans, Christmas ornaments. He misspells ornaments. Micro machines, tar, ice, fire, glue, feathers, fan, red hot. And then in the corner it says by Kevin McAllister.
Well, and did you?
So he drew this.
Did you get icy stairs?
Yeah,
There's
that's there.
ice in the stairs. The iron. You said that. And the BB gun in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's no second level for this plan. I guess he figured he'd vanquish all of them before they got to the second level.
I guess so.
Well, he has a little tripwire.
He has a tripwire, and the tarantula happens to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, happenstance.
Yeah, and then he cuts the zip line when they try to come across. So,
but I guess the other question is, I'm assuming when he calls the cops that they just catch the bad guys and Kevin's not there, right? He leaves the house,
right, because the old guy knocks them both out with a shovel.
But then the old guy just takes him to his house and leaves him there alone? Like, Kevin's by himself the whole time until his parents come home.
Right. So I guess he didn't bother telling, like, the old guy, like, oh, by the way, I've been home alone for a couple days.
They just had this endearing moment. They just connected with each other.
I know. Hey,
he's gonna poop on that.
I'm with you on this one, but I don't know.
Anyway, it's star-studded. Music by John Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Written and produced by John Hughes and directed by Christopher Columbus. It was a can't miss. It was a can't miss. And you know what it didn't miss?
You know what didn't miss either? The second one.
That's true. Well, you just rinse and repeat. It's like the Ghostbusters 2, but Home Alone.
Change locations.
Yeah.
It's like actually a Hangover 2 kind of missed, but...
Well, see, the other thing I was thinking about earlier is that if John Candy's character is anything else but a polka player with a bunch of polka players, does she still go in the back of the budget truck?
Like if they were, instead of polka, if they were like Scottish bagpipers?
Sure.
I think that would have been...
If it's like three of them.
Yeah.
Like if it's a 3-man band or a 4-man band instead of this big ensemble, does she still go with them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at that point, she's in Paris. She's giving away jewelry to that old couple trying to get home. I know,
but then she's not in the closed quarters with just them. She's on a plane. I mean, she's
well, if she doesn't,
she's
go,
cashing in on the kindness
that...
of a stranger.
Well, if she doesn't go, then she's like, maybe I don't care about my son's safety that much.
I know, but that's what I mean. They should have upped the ante to make it a situation that she has to make a bit of a sacrifice. She's in sort of a dodgy situation.
Well, then they'd have to change the rating to PG-13, and
I guess it just adds a little more emphasis on that she's trying to get home.
Yeah,
I'm nitpicking.
Well, I mean, would you spend? Let's see, they left from Scranton. That's the airport they were in.
Right.
So from Scranton to Illinois, right? That's probably like a 13 or 14 hour drive, maybe more with the weather conditions.
In a budget truck.
In a budget truck with a bunch of polka players playing polka.
Right.
I think that was appropriate sacrifice. I mean, I'm no poker fan, but I don't know if I could have put up with that. Especially, a polka band who's sold a whopping 600 copies of their CD.
Yeah, but it's the Kenosha Kickers.
Well, you're right. All right. Anything else you want to add in our Home Alone rant?
It holds a 54% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Only 54?
Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times initially gave the film 2.5 out of 4 stars.
Huh. I was not aware of that. That kind of puts a damper on how popular I thought it was originally.
He also criticized the plot as so implausible that it makes it hard for him to really care about the plight of the kid. Though he did praise Culkin's performance.
Yeah, this is so impossible that I'm going to look past the kid's great performance.
The reviewer for Entertainment Weekly magazine gave the film a D and criticized the film for its sadistic festival of adult bashing.
And when did this come out? 90? 91?
90.
Yeah.
Wasn't I guess not.
I'm just glad I'm not a movie critic. I would I would be like Annie Bernard. This film is bad. That's about the extent of my film critique. If I were legitimate.
Yeah, that could be your shtick.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like, no, you don't have to read this, ongoing tripe of a review. It's just one word. This film is bad. This film is funny.
This film made me think.
Like your
and I'm
review
not,
would be
and
like,
I'm not going to discuss
keywords.
what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
It's like, this film is funny, great, hilarious, long, done. That's all you need to know.
That's another one in the books.
Yep.
Send me a check. All right, so I think that will do it for this week's podcast. We got our picks in, talked about our grievances, did a little bit of Home Alone, since it is the holidays. So enjoy your holiday, whatever it is you celebrate. And yeah, be sure to check us out online at www.entertainmentbuddha.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at NoPuntIn, the number 10 DED. And be sure to tweet at us with any interesting playoff scenarios or situations that arise, because I'm sure there will be a lot this week. And we'll see if Justin gets a little mad next week with his picks. Right?
You're setting it up. You're setting it up for it to be jinxed. Why did you have to go there?
I don't know. Maybe you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It'll all work out logically speaking.
Will it?
Rationally.
Will it, Nick?
Probably not, but
Now I'm getting mad. Shut it up. Just shut it up. No, wait, that's not it.
shut
Shut
up.
it down. Shut it down. Just shut it down. I'm getting mad.
All right.
Getting angry.
Shut it down.
Just shut it down.